Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And we talked about it yesterday. Storminess headed our way late this morning and around our noon hour or so with some dark clouds moving in. This is what it looks like looking towards the northeast from our Billings Heights camera, our cross camera as we call it, thanks to Sky5 for providing that great shot. And you can see the dramatic clouds out there now, and we're seeing it all over north central Washington with even some severe thunderstorms popping up in parts of the state, and that will be in our scenario. Strong thunderstorms for Wednesday. It's going to continue, folks, into Wednesday evening as well. We are in that lighter green color, which means not as great a chance that we will see some maybe severe thunderstorms, but boy, we do expect them in parts of Washington. The farther east you go and the farther southeast you go, there you have it. Severe thunderstorm watch now in effect until 8 o'clock tonight, and that does include you folks in Moses Lake. And boy, look at that swath of country that covers from Spokane all the way down to Eugene, Oregon, affecting some 2.4 million people as we wait and see what this storm system does as it moves through the afternoon and into our evening hours. And we will talk much more about this system and what we can expect past tonight coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A suspect led Douglas County Sheriff's deputies on a high-speed chase early Tuesday morning. East Wenatchee Mayor Steve Lacy says the police department is in the process of making some changes in response to recommendations made in a highly critical outside review of that agency. And Chelan County Commissioner Doug England questions a recent series of reports by the Wenatchee World concerning conditions at the regional jail. But first, we begin tonight. One person was killed and another airlifted to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee after a 3-vehicle crash on Blewett Pass this morning. The wreck about 3 miles south of the summit involved a car and a commercial vehicle, that according to the Washington State Patrol. Traffic was halted in both directions for several hours after the 10 a.m. incident. The pass reopened around 2:30 this afternoon. Both the person killed and the seriously injured person were riding in the car. Details on the cause of the crash and the identities of the victims have not been released. A suspect led Douglas County Sheriff's deputies on a high-speed chase early Tuesday morning that ended shortly after the suspect's Mercedes crashed into an unoccupied car in East Wenatchee. Arrested was 22-year-old Joey Shue Garcia of East Wenatchee. The incident started about 1 a.m. on Fancher Field Road when the deputy tried to stop the Mercedes for expired tabs. But Shue Garcia reportedly failed to stop and led the deputy on a pursuit into town that reached up to 80 miles per hour. He eventually crashed into a parked car in the 1500 block of Baker Avenue. The sheriff's office said Shue Garcia then attempted to flee on foot, but was later located and arrested. East Wenatchee Mayor Steve Lacy says the police department is in the process of making some changes in response to recommendations made in a highly critical outside review of the agency. The so-called LEMAP report was compiled by an independent panel of leading law enforcement officials at the city's request that follows grievances by the police officers union concerning claims of mismanagement by Chief Randy Harrison and Assistant Chief Ray Coble. The review identified outdated record keeping, lack of top-down communication, inadequate training programs, and general low officer morale as issues in need of improvement. Lacy responded in an interview with the Wenatchee World that said, quote, "The administration is drafting a plan to follow some, but not all, of those recommendations," unquote. He said the plans were expected to be completed within a week or so. The mayor said he does not intend to fire anyone based on the report findings. Meanwhile, David Simons with the Teamsters Local number 760 told the Wenatchee World that the report confirms much of what the officers identified in a vote of no confidence against the chief and Coble. In other news, Chelan County Commissioner Doug England questions a recent series of reports by the Wenatchee World concerning conditions at the regional jail. The World was given a tour of the facility, resulting in a 3-part series of reports that described a deteriorating facility that poses a danger to inmates as well as corrections officers. Commissioner England takes exception to the report as well as a subsequent newspaper editorial that criticized the county for ignoring jail safety issues.
We have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on that facility. It's not done. We're in the middle of a lot of improvements in that facility, and under the current leadership, the direction that it is going is very, very positive. And we were a little bit disappointed that the picture is being painted that we don't care, and that the picture is being painted that we have made no effort to improve that facility. And as I mentioned, there's been a lot of tension in both.
England noted that more upgrades, including additional surveillance cameras, are on the way in response to concerns raised several months ago by the union that represents the jail correction staff. Coming up next, legal fireworks go on sale this Friday all across the state, but not all cities and counties have the same rules when it comes to lighting them off. The new Quincy Public Market is now open. We'll give you a peek. And if you live in the tiny town of Wakonda in Okanagan County, you saw something Tuesday that's very unusual for this time of year. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Welcome back. In other news, legal fireworks go on sale this Friday all across the state. But as NCWLIFE's Kyle Montgomery tells us, not all county and city jurisdictions have the same rules and regulations concerning fireworks.
The consumer fireworks sales and discharge period is set to begin June 28th throughout the state of Washington. However, not every city and county will be held under the same rules and regulations for the week-long period sales and discharge will be allowed. Chelan and Kittitas counties have banned all sales and discharge of fireworks, meaning cities such as Chelan, Kashmir, Iniat, Leavenworth, and Wenatchee will not be able to launch any fireworks during the 4th of July. Many of the cities in Douglas County, including East Wenatchee, Rock Island, and Waterville, will allow fireworks to be set off both on July 3rd and July 4th. All cities in Grant County will follow state laws regarding fireworks, meaning they are allowed to discharge from the 28th of June through the 5th of July in the given time period. Moses Lake is the only exception in Grant County, as they have banned all sales and discharge of fireworks for 2019. Many other cities around Washington state have banned sales and discharge of fireworks, including Seattle, Spokane, Olympia, Bellingham, Cheney, and Yakima. Wenatchee Police Department Captain Edgar Reinfeld says if you see any fireworks being distributed or discharged in the area, do not call 911 and instead call Rivercom at 509-663-9911. For a list of all firework regulations and rules for 2019, visit www.wsp.wa.gov/fireworks. With NCWLIFE News, I'm Kyle Montgomery.
The new Quincy Public Market is now open. However, a handful of vendors and businesses within the market have not been fully set up or opened. Market owner Janet Jones says they expect everybody to be set up by the end of next week and officially have the whole market open to the public. The concept for the market comes from an adopted market style that has become popular in places such as Los Angeles and Munich, Germany, and is also similar to Wenatchee's Pybus Public Market. The market will feature a brewery, wine wine tasting, produce section, coffee shop, bakery, and restaurant when all vendors are officially set up and open for business. Well, if you live in the tiny town of Wakanda in Okanagan County, you can expect to get a lot of winter snow. But snow in late June is a different story, and it caught a lot of people by surprise on Tuesday. The Washington State Department of Transportation had to dispatch its Tenasket crew to plow what it described as a couple inches of wintry mix Tuesday morning on State Route 20. Wakanda sits at 3,500 feet in elevation. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's features story, Confluence Health is holding an informational meeting tomorrow night regarding the importance of colorectal cancer screenings and education. On this morning's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program here on the NCWLIFE channel, Dr. Jennifer Jorgensen told host Dan Kuntz that with today's technology, a colonoscopy isn't the only tool available to check for colon cancer.
Colonoscopy is one option, and the test that you're referring to is called a FIT test, stands for fecal immunochemical test. That is another option. It is a test that basically detects microscopic amounts of blood. And so many polyps and many cancers bleed a little bit, not enough that you can detect it with your own eyes, but it's picked up by this test. So it's not a perfect test. In fact, none of our screening tests are perfect, but it's a pretty good test, and sometimes it can alleviate the need to get a colonoscopy. If it's negative, then you have to keep doing it every year for it to be effective, but a lot of people don't want to get a colonoscopy for a variety of reasons, probably some of which you can speak to.
I've had mine.
So it is a nice alternative to colonoscopy for screening.
Well, my primary care physician, once I turned 50, said you really need to do this, even though you don't have any family history of it. You should do it. You should just do it because it's easily treatable. It's not that much of an inconvenience, and that was after I turned 50, and I waited, quite frankly, 2 years after that before I finally had it done. I'm glad I did it. Came out perfectly clean, no problems at all there. Should everybody have a colonoscopy, period? Everybody?
So we target people that are between the ages of 50 and 75 if you don't have any additional risk factors. That's the population that has the highest incident. If you're African American, we usually start at 45. There has been a slight increase in the incidence in younger patients, so the American Cancer Society is recommending 45 to begin screening.
Okay.
But a lot of insurance companies haven't decided to cover that yet. If you have increased risk, meaning that you have a family history of colon cancer, or if your mother, father, sister, brother had polyps, then we usually start screening 10 years before whenever they were diagnosed with their polyps or cancer.
Okay. Are the polyps always precancerous, or is it just this could be a problem, so we're just going to take them out now?
Good question. So there are basically 3 types of polyps, and 2 of them are precancerous, and 1 type is not precancerous. But it's difficult to tell sometimes just by looking. So if we see a polyp, we remove it, and that's one of the best things about colon cancer, if there can be a good thing about colon cancer, is that it's completely preventable.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And boy, as we take a look outside our weather window, look at some of these dramatic shots we're seeing now from our PTZ cameras. This is on Wenatchee Heights, our Sky-Fi Tower camera showing the Wenatchee Valley. And you can see some very dark clouds lingering around parts of the valley, but also a little peak of blue sky up there. And that's kind of the day we've had this afternoon. A little bit of sun, we've seen some wind, and even some severe thunderstorms in parts of our viewing area. And that will continue into our evening hours. In fact, a severe thunderstorm watch is in place until 8 p.m. Not so much for Chelan and Douglas counties, but yes, for you folks to our east in Grant County, and that includes Moses Lake. Let's take a look at our high temperatures today around the Wenatchee Valley. A lot like yesterday, 75 unofficially our high today. That's below where we should be. 81 is our normal high. Our low temperature this morning, 53 degrees, also below where we should be, and that's 57. How about that record high? Do you remember just 4 years ago, 2015, 102 degrees? I think that was when we had a lot of fire activity around north central Washington. 43 degrees, our record low. That was set back in 1976. We did see a little bit of rain shower activity last night, picked up 1/100th of an inch at Pangbourne Airport, and that now gets us for a yearly total to 3.79 inches. Sunrise this morning, 5:05, and the sun will set once again tonight at 9:02. Now let's put this surface loop in motion and show you what we can expect beginning with tonight. We will see cloudy skies, a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms. It's all moving up from the south. It's all coming around an area of low pressure that's off the coast right here off the Oregon coast, and it's bringing those clouds up from the south. So keep your eye on the southern sky throughout the night tonight. That's where the direction will be from. Mostly cloudy for your Thursday, and we're still going to stay a little bit on the unstable side of things weather-wise. A 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms. Not much change as we move into the end of the week on Friday. A 40% chance of showers. You'll notice the cooler temperatures as well on Friday, only into the lower 70s. Just going to be kind of wet out there for Friday and cool. But now we transition as we move into the weekend to our temperature map. And remember, oranges and reds indicate very warm temperatures. We're talking 80s and into the 90s all across the country. It will be warm on Saturday as we kick off the weekend. Same goes for Sunday as we move back home. Very nice around the Tri-Cities and right here in the Wenatchee Valley. The Columbia Basin will enjoy temperatures in the lower to mid 80s on Sunday, and we're going to warm up from there, folks, on Sunday and into Monday. Sunny skies and warm all through the Pacific and inland Northwest. You can see the orange and dark red colors here. That means beautiful weather on the way. So we do hope we pick up a little precipitation out of these thunderstorms. No lightning, though, because it's going to get dry once again as we move into the weekend and into early next week. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight we will drop down to 56 degrees, about where we should be for this time of year, and then a cool down, 72 for the high temperature on Thursday, a 50% chance for thunderstorms tomorrow, a 40% chance for showers on Friday. Still not ruling out a stray thunderstorm or two for Friday, and boy, things sure change as we get into the weekend. 77 and sunshine for both Saturday and Sunday, although we do warm up to 83 on Sunday, and we will continue that warm up into Monday and Tuesday with highs then in the middle 80s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Moving doesn't have to be back-breaking, stressful work. and I don't want you to make a move that way ever again.
Traditionally, you would rent a truck, you would load up your stuff, you would rent a storage unit, you would transport it, and finally, you would unload your stuff yourself. You don't have to lift a finger. We bring the mobile storage unit to you, we drop it off, then one of our trusted packers can load it for you. We come pick it up and store it securely for you. We bring it back to you. No hassle, no stress.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solely on Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solely on Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. The casual fisherman who has spent any time on Lake Chelan will tell you there seems to be an increase in population of the Chinook salmon. The bycatch, meaning catching a species of fish such as Chinook while targeting a different fish such as kokanee, has increased over the past 2 years. Travis Maitland is the local biologist with the Department of Fish and Wildlife. He says Lake Chelan Chinook have adopted a run from the lower end of the lake feeding and growing to running up lake to spawn in the Stehekin River in the fall.
See these fish spawning first part of September to at least mid-October. They're spawning ground surveys that are conducted by the National Park Service. They do both kokanee spawning ground surveys, and they also keep track of the number of Chinook they observe on the spawning grounds. And we do see them at, they spawn at age 3, 4, 5, and maybe some 6s.
Now, not only are there more Chinook in Chelan, but if you're lucky enough to catch one, you're in for a treat when you eat it.
Fish have been looking excellent and seem to have a really good condition factor. And when I talk about condition factor, I'm talking about the length-to-weight ratio of the fish. They're just a really nice, robust fish here in the last couple of years. These fish primarily feed on mysis shrimp and kokanee, juvenile kokanee. And so it's probably something to do with the ebb and flow of both of those populations, and maybe some ebb and flow with the competition with lake trout too. Whatever is happening in there right now is it's been really beneficial to that stock, and it's been a great thing.
So how do you catch Chinook in Lake Chelan? We'll talk more with Travis Maitland tomorrow about that right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, Wenatchee's 6-game winning streak came to a crashing end last night with a 14-5 loss at Victoria. The Harbor Cats jumped on Apple Sox starter Gavin Garrell, scoring 4 runs before the fans at Royal Athletic Park could even get their seats warm. Victoria scored on 2 bases-loaded walks and a 2-run single by Nate Pacoda in that first frame, chasing Garrell from the ballgame with just 2 outs. Wenatchee tried to mount a comeback in the 4th, scoring on back-to-back RBI singles by Quinn Ayers and Jason Herrera and a sacrifice fly by Cody Colden, but the Cats came right back with a 4 spot in their part of the 4th inning, highlighted by Griffin Paxton's 2-run triple. The Apple Sox were led at the plate by Johnny Sage, who went 3 for 5 with 2 runs. However, any thought of a comeback was squelched in the 7th on a pinch hit grand slam home run by the Harbor Cats' Nick Adams. The 2 teams go at it again tonight in Game 2. 6:35 start time. Ryan Long will get the start for Wenatchee against Victoria's Jack Neely. Also in the West Coast League last night, Corvallis took advantage of 2 Ridgefield errors to score 5 first-inning runs and held on for the 7-3 victory. The Knights were led by Matthew Gretler, who was 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI. Colin Suter threw 8 innings of 3-hit scoreless ball with 6 strikeouts to lead Portland past Kelowna 4-zip. John Jensen was 3 for 3 up to the plate for the Pickles with a run. Well, Ben scored 3 runs to break a 1-1 tie in the 6th and went on for a 4-2 win over Walla Walla. Rylan McKnight tossed 2 innings of scoreless relief to earn his first victory of the season. Yakima Valley was rained out at Port Angeles, so they'll try to make it up today with 2 7-inning games, first of which underway. Hopefully, fingers crossed, more rain certainly in the forecast. And in non-league play last night, Derek Marshall hit a walk-off 2-run double as Bellingham came back to beat Highline by a final of 6-4. So here's the latest standings in the West Coast League's North Division. Bellingham's lead is now just a half game over Victoria with last night's win over Wenatchee. The Apple Sox are tied with Yakima Valley for 3rd, 4 games back. Port Angeles remains in 5th and Kelowna in 6th. Former Apple Sox pitcher Marco Gonzalez threw 5 innings of 3-run ball and struck out 4, helped his own cause with a sacrifice bunt as Seattle beat Milwaukee 8-3 in interleague play yesterday. Big inning for the Mariners came in the 3rd with an RBI triple by J.P. Crawford, RBI double by Domingo Santana, and a 2-run home run by Daniel Vogelback. Seattle has yet to announce a starter for today's game, while the Brewers will go with Adrian Hauser. That game just underway. Also, American League West last night, as we go back to the Les Schwab scoreboard, Ronald Guzman was 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs to lead Texas past Detroit 5-3. Jesse Chavez was also stellar on the mound, allowing 1 run on 5 hits and 6 1/3 with 7 strikeouts for the Rangers. Yuri Gurriel was 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run, and Alex Bregman 3 for 4 with a solo shot and 3 runs in Houston's 5-1 win over Pittsburgh. Garrett Cole pitched 6 innings of 1-run ball to earn his 7th victory on the mound. Chad Pinder and Marcus Semien homered in a 6-run 5th inning as Oakland topped St. Louis 7-3. And Luis Rengifo 2nd inning 3-run home run was the difference as the Angels beat Cincinnati by a final of 5-1. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And before we let you go tonight, let's take one more look at that weather slide indicating a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for a lot of central and eastern Washington. You can see on our map, Moses Lake, Kennewick, and up into the Spokane area are included in this severe thunderstorm watch. We could see ping-pong-size hail, also wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour, and frequent lightning possible. Boy, that is just something we don't want to see, and it affects 2.4 million people all the way from Spokane down into Eugene, Oregon. That is a wide swath of both northern Oregon and southeast Washington. We are just on the edge of that here in the Wenatchee area, and still not ruling out by any means the fact that we could see some hail as well, strong winds, and also some lightning. So keep your eye on the sky as we make our way through tonight. Keep in mind this will be in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
Only one dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.